All right, there we go. And I'm recording for Night because she'll want to, I don't know, type it up or something. Whatever she does.
Oh, I thought you were having a staff meeting.
Nope, an Economist meeting.
So what, you're just talking about economy plugins or something?
No, we are discussing the prices of a few very specific items that we raised for the last month.
Ah!
I tweeted a list of what we'd be discussing a week ago. It's pretty much clay, netherrack, obsidian, soul sand, and all of the ores.
Like stained clay?
Nope, just clay.
Just the normal hardened clay?
No, just normal clay.
Oh, okay.
Just clay.
That's the link, I believe. Did not get as much data as I wanted for some things, but got enough to get started anyway.
Alright, so you guys you're thinking about selling just the normal clay in a server shop?
User joined your channel.
These are all items that we already buy and sell in server shops. These
They're
are
already in server shops, so
these are the popular ways that players have been making money. Basically, I had a few projects that I wanted to launch, but wasn't really sure how much players should make off of them. So I started looking into it, and every week in the player suggestions, we also get things like, this is too OP, this needs to be buffed. So I kind of wanted to just see, get it on paper somewhere, see exactly what players make from these things. The best example was obsidian. People were like, oh my god, I'm making way too much off of obsidian. And that was the lowest money maker on the list.
wow.
Edwin, you did write all that down in a beautiful little document. Do you have a link for that again by chance?
I linked it in the TeamSpeak.
Oh, that's what you linked to? Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so we were trying to get it to where however you wanted to make money, they pretty much all got or made you money at about the same rate, and I think it was $1,000 a minute was the sweet spot.
Yeah, I haven't adjusted any prices yet because I wanted to get more data. The only thing I did change was clay balls, because clay balls were pumping out like 400k an hour, and that's just a tad too much.
So one thing that really sticks out is how lucrative mining is. I mean, it looks like the ores don't really get you very much. Let's see if we can average this out. Oh, I can only view.
I added it as a side note, but I never added the values. You make about $10 more per bar on iron if you turn them into compasses, and like $25 more per bar on gold if you turn them into clocks. When I did my math, I didn't include those in. I just did it as if you were selling the iron and the gold as iron and gold.
Okay. Also a nice little reward for people to do some crafting.
Heck, I'm having a hard enough time trying to figure out what to sell for what and what to sell it for what. and buy and sell crap.
Yeah, well, that was another reason. Oh, that was why I wanted to start some of these projects that I've been trying to start. Was when new people join, and one of the first questions they say is, "How do I make money?" And the answer was always
Channel
pumpkins.
edited. User
And
joined your channel.
and I would like to get it to where there's more than pumpkins as the answer.
Clocks. Clocks, 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 baby.
All right, so pumpkins now, I think those are perfectly balanced. You have on here, you get exactly 60,000 an hour, which is good. So I say we leave pumpkins as they are for another month.
Yeah. I made a side note for pumpkins. That was how much I got with my farm, but the people with the super giant auto farm things can make up to 151 an hour. Just sell. I mean, that's the most I could get from selling. That's as fast as I could sell to a sign anyway.
Could you possibly up the stack sizes for selling some stuff? Like instead of selling one at a time, maybe sell 16 at a time?
Well, we wouldn't want to do that because that would just increase how fast they could make money per hour.
Ah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, hopefully as we get into this, we'll be able to find a nice balance where selling isn't horrible, but they're not going to become billionaires in the first day. We actually had a player make $1 million in just a few hours through an exploit.
Sheesh.
Which was closed up right away when I, looked, and I was like, oh my god, where did he get $1 million from? So I looked into it and found the exploit and closed it. But it's kind of rough trying to find all of these things and trying to find the balance.
All right.
Oh, sorry, Preston.
Oh, no, that's fine. Any more you wanted to say about pumpkins before moving on to obsidian?
Nope, that pretty much covers it.
Question from Tribute. Are there any plans to remove the or lower the amount of server market selling and direct it towards player shops?
You mean remove some items from, like remove some admin shops?
Yes, so to buy something you would have to find player shops rather than know exactly where an admin shop is that sells infinite amounts of it.
We've tried to limit how many there are. I mean, are there any in particular that you think maybe we could do player shops only on?
Well, common things. I would say melons, for example. I'm sorry, yeah, but melons. Why buy them in server shops when you could easily limit how much how much is bought by how much people need it?
Well, players can create shops selling melons, and they just sell them under server price. That way people buy it from them. So people could still buy from the other players because players would be selling them cheaper than the server would.
Well, yeah, that's true, but now you have two shops, a player and an online shop.
Well, they probably wouldn't even, if the players had them kept up and selling them cheap, they wouldn't even use the admin shop. They'd go to the player. Kind of a...
And then there's the problem where that player shop is. Everyone knows where the warps are, however, you don't know exactly where the player shops are.
Oh no, yeah, you gotta walk and look at each one.
Rather than saving about like 2 cents per block, I personally would rather go to the server shop. So that kind of puts down the player shop economy.
Yeah, we've really wanted to keep the economy player economy, but the biggest challenge we have with that is nobody wants to do any work, so most of the shops end up selling dirt and cobblestone. I'm not kidding. That's like overwhelmingly the majority sell just that.
Yeah. I haven't even started a player shop yet because I've just been too busy building.
So what I see right now, just an observation. There is a single, not a single, but multiple server shops that sell pretty much a lot of things, and then there are player shops all over the place. Really hard to navigate. Um, what I think would be interesting and helpful is what we had with the slash market. A single place for players with a warp, easy to reach, where players can place their shops. Not only that is that going to increase how the access to player shops, they'll probably lower the amount people buy from server shops.
Well, so we do have slash market, and then we
Yeah.
also have slash shop, which is full of players selling stuff.
Yeah, I like the player slash shop because you don't even need to go anywhere. You just tap in a command and there it is, everything. But then you have the market, which I think is slightly overcomplicated, and the other shops all over the place. Having too many shops, I think, right now is the issue. Both player and
I
yeah.
can't say I don't like visiting shops because I do. I like having like separate little shops to buy stuff.
Oh yeah, sure, that's really good. But when you have a few hundred of them, and most of them aren't really good, like a dirt hut with a sign in it, that just isn't too nice, is it?
Well, no, I bet they could make it a rule. Make it look nice.
Or you could have something like plot shops. You get a plot, you get to build absolutely your own building.
I'd like that.
Yeah,
Well, maybe we can just tweak the market a little bit, make it simpler, and have more plots.
simpler. I like
Maybe,
simpler.
I don't know if you could go a little bigger on plots. Say you you had a good farm and you wanted to sell food items. You could make a restaurant, which would be really cute.
So, Puppy made a player market thing that was removed before. I like it because you have a plot. You can build pretty much anything. Somehow it reminds me of a Chinatown. You have these close, cramped buildings. Each shop is different. Something like that. That would be very interesting.
I don't know if we actually removed Puppy's thing. I think he just made a big cobble slab and stopped.
Oh dang.
Oh, or was it Puppy? I don't know who. Someone made a rather nice market shop near Rosewood.
All right, well, we'll definitely look into improving the little market area in the next month. I think that's a pretty good idea.
There
Simpler, I say.
there
Yeah,
is
I've
a
had like ideas like if you're selling lumber, you could make it look like a little lumber yard, and if you're selling food, you could make it look like a restaurant, and get really creative if you could just have a little more space and some creativity.
Hold on, someone's saying something in chat. The only problem with shop is that there isn't an admin shop for other items, which is fine. Limits how effective you can money. What?
um well, there's a moment of sense. There is the awesome puppy, or Sir Puppy, whatever his nick is right now. We did have a big discussion with him, and when you warp to Rosewood and then step outside and go to the left instead of heading to the right to the market, he has a plot marketplace where you buy a
That
plot.
is exactly what I was talking about. That is the idea I liked.
I'm gonna have to go there.
Yeah, you can TP to me. I'm right here.
It doesn't have anything in it, though. He made it, and it's been empty for weeks.
Yes, because I think it's either too far away or not public enough. I think the idea is absolutely great.
Yeah, maybe we can add some signposts.
Let me jump back in the game. I want to go look at that.
Yeah, TP to me. I'm right here.
All right, for the sake of moving things along, could we talk about Obsidian's price for a little bit?
I haven't had problems with Obsidian. Really not. I mean,
I-
I did farm obsidian once, but it doesn't really sell that well. I think.
It's a little low. Looks like you get about 40,000 per hour.
Per
Okay.
stack?
I sent it to
Per
the
hour.
operator, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So maybe we'll leave obsidian as is for the next month.
And see, actually, maybe ask the server somehow, like a vote. Is it underpriced? Is it overpriced? Is it... A voting system, for that matter, would be nice.
Yeah, I can do little weekly polls on a few different prices for things. It wouldn't be very hard for me to just do in the forums.
Can I ask an off-topic question about such polls?
About polls?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it possible to make like a server message, server-wide, where you have a question and multiple responses, and clicking in-game will tally the votes?
Oh, I'm sure that there's a plugin for that.
That would be interesting, I think, and useful.
Yeah, I'll look into that. That'd be a pretty good way to get quick feedback.
Just
I
like,
actually
should
haven't
reset.
sold
Yeah, okay,
any
no.
obsidian.
All right. So the prices of netherrack are pretty high. You can get about 90,000 an hour on average, and it's pretty easy to mine. Just go to the nether and boom.
Yeah, netherrack is really easy to get. I think the more...
Oh, yeah.
The harder something... The easier is something to get something, it should be a little, you know...
Cheaper.
I mean, that's really easy to get. You can mine a ton of that.
Yeah, so right now, netherrack is at about a little bit less price than melons. And melons are slightly harder to get than netherrack.
Well, yeah, you need to have silk touch to get the full melon block.
Yeah, and you get a diamond pick with efficiency, and you have stacks and stacks of that thing.
Yeah, but you don't have to do any enchants or anything. It's way less
Yeah.
expensive to get netherrack than it is even the melon.
And the price isn't really that much lower.
So what about this? Since netherrack is essentially as easy to get as dirt, why don't we make the price the same as dirt?
Actually, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, it has less uses than dirt. People will still want to buy dirt while no one wants to buy netherrack.
I don't use much netherrack. I just use it if I have to make a fireplace or something.
Well, people who tend to build a lot of things out of nether brick would buy netherrack.
Well, yeah, true. I did build some. I do like nether brick.
I actually recently heard a lot of people are doing that. So dropping it too low isn't really helpful to the economy.
Not too low, but not too expensive to sell because it's so easy to get.
Yes.
So dirt, you can buy it from the server shop for 40 cents a block and sell it for 27 cents a block. Maybe we do netherrack at that or a couple cents
maybe
less.
A little bit higher. Say a little bit higher because you do need to go to the end,
Yeah.
the nether to get that.
Yeah, it's a little more expensive than dirt.
Maybe $1 to buy, $1 to sell.
Well, selling for $1 is over 3 times the price of dirt. I'll do a little better than dirt prices, about 10% better.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I think I see the idea he's got going here. A road of shops, just like something I've been wanting to do, you know? Nice road going here, and there's a plot there for a shop, plot there, plot there. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, Pink Puppy did a really good job on this.
He needs to either keep up with it or let somebody else, because this actually looks like it could turn out really nice.
He does keep up with it. He's actually pretty sad since nobody, there are 2 shops I see, that's it.
Oh, I see. He wanted other people to...
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to build it, but he wants other people to build it.
Oh, well then people, yeah, we need to get people involved then.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's exactly my point.
I mean, the plots are even big enough you could make a small restaurant or anything.
Yeah, and I own like one of the biggest ones, and I don't really know what to build. It's that big,
Nice.
and it's easy to expand too.
Depends on what you want to do. I mean, like if you did a lot of farming and made a lot of food, you could do a small restaurant. Again, if you have a lot of lumber and you want to sell lumber, you could make it look like a little lumberjack place. I mean, if you like to make armor, sell armor, you can make a little armory. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Weapon shop, and they would all look
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of what I've been doing.
Oh, and maybe you would. Here's a system to sort of make people build better looking shops. The better looking your shop is, the less rent you have to pay. Won't that be awesome? Like every week, someone comes by and grades your shop out of 10 by how it looks, and the bigger the grade, the less rent you have to pay.
That'd be kind of cool, but some people who aren't great builders might think it's kind of unfair.
Well, then you would probably have someone else build it for you and
Yeah.
support the shop after it's built.
Alright, so I've got the price of netherrack reset.
Let me check.
So we got obsidian, pumpkins, netherrack done. We talked about clay a little bit. I don't know if we decided on changing the price again.
We haven't, I
What
think.
is clay? Just normal clay sell for right now?
You can do /shop to see.
Oh, okay, it's in there.
Yeah, I think it's all in there.
Yeah, it's in the /shop under clay balls. It'll be in materials. Before we get to clay, we still have soul sand, which is also in the nether.
Absolutely nothing under clay.
Yeah, the admin shop.
Okay, you can. So it's $10.94 for one piece of clay, and you can sell it for $7.29.
I think that is good. I think so because clay is rather hard to get across, and once people sell a lot, you'll no longer have a lot of clay anywhere. So that price I think is good.
Yeah, but clay doesn't respawn itself. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yes. So you want to keep it high prices, I think. Not an economist manager.
Yeah, alright, so as long as our stained clay cache cube never has regular clay in it, that should be
Yeah,
fine.
I love those cache cubes.
Yeah.
And have been thinking about whether stained clay might be good for my house when I remodel it, so.
Wasn't there a cache cube that only had clay in it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I
well,
was in that one quite a few times.
it's not on right now, is it?
No.
No.
Okay, because if you could uncraft clay blocks into clay, you would pretty much be rich.
Alright, so soul sand. The prices are pretty sporadic here, Ed.
The reason that the prices are all over is because you have to hunt it down. So it really depends on what you find. You can find a big clumping of soul sand and make a ton, or you might not find any. So
Yeah.
Okay, I would raise the server shop from 10. Yeah, it is rather hard to get, and you would have to explore quite a bit over the nether, which isn't that hard or easy, I mean.
Yeah. Soul sand, if you can't find it in good spots, it might be in kind of very dangerous spots to try to get it.
Yes, like glowstone, for example. Oh, I hate that stuff.
It should definitely be more expensive than the netherrack, that's for sure.
Yes, and I would raise it from $10. It is right now.
Go ahead, Ed.
Sorry, I was going to say another part of it is a lot of the soul sand is clumped on the side of rock formations, I guess, hanging over lava, so
That's
a lot of
right.
it is difficult, but I don't know that I would raise the price because it will be gone quite fast.
Well, the nether resets are quite frequent, I think. I'm not sure. How frequent is a nether reset?
I think we've had one in the last 10 months.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
maybe
we've only
a
had 2
reset once a
total.
month. How's that?
I'm fine with resetting that every month.
Yeah,
I just don't
do
think
too,
about it.
because not many people exactly want to build houses in the Nether.
You would be surprised. A lot of people
Yeah,
like to build above the nether.
Yeah.
Oh, above the Nether? Oh.
really
That's
just
quite
make
unexpected.
it clear, like through broadcast or something, that the Nether is going to be reset more often. And then
Or
when you're ready to do a reset, just send a broadcast out saying that Nether's going to be reset. If you have anything in there, to make sure you get it out.
Or when you go to the end, every time you go to the Nether, there will be a message saying the Nether is reset every month. Don't build a house there.
Or rather, actually add a poll on the forum and ask what people think about resetting the Nether more
Yeah, that's a good
frequently.
idea. Or as on my poll system that I came up
It
with.
refreshes stuff that people like to get, like the quartz, for instance.
Yes, and that stuff is gone within weeks.
Oh, I know. I mean, and I love quartz. It's one of my
I
favorite
do too. It's
blocks.
beautiful.
So I would not mind. Me personally, I would vote for a reset every month.
Yes, me too.
All right, we'll make a poll for that on the forums.
Awesome.
For now, I'll just keep gathering data on the soul sand and stuff.
Yeah, but I would say raise the price. Go for raising the price.
Like mining, it's kind of just all over the place.
Yeah. But it's like glowstone. For every like pack of 16 glowstone blocks, you have to go through so much trouble.
God, I know.
Yeah, it
Go
is a
over
pain.
lava, build a little block base.
All right, so you can get up to 180k an hour with soul sand if you get a lucky streak, but you could also get as little as 60k. Maybe, I mean, you can sell for 880 each right now. If I were to increase it, I wouldn't bump it up more than like $1.
Yeah.
Any more than that, and it's.
I really feel like the price of netherrack, which was netherrack before, isn't anywhere near the price of soul sand.
Well, yeah, because netherrack's pretty. It's relatively common.
Yeah, so you would probably want to increase soul sand. But just my opinion.
Now, do you have shops for like cobblestone, or is it on just /shop only for players to sell?
I think it's on slash shop. Yep, here it is. And there is no admin shop, thank you. Good decision.
Yeah, people were. A lot of the player shops sold it, so we thought, well, if there's that much of a market for it, then we'll just let it be player run.
Flow, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and here's I think I just came up with this. In the slash shop, above an item, or not above the item, in the when you're buying an item or making a sell for an item, you would have the average sell price and average buy price.
Unfortunately, I didn't write this plugin, so I don't know how I would go about adding it. It's just not a feature that the author included. He's pretty good, though, at getting back to requests, so maybe I could just drop him a line and ask if he could do it for us.
So an average price per block when you're creating or buying it, so you know if you're buying extremely overpriced or getting a good deal.
Isn't there a list of previous sells somewhere? If you type /shop and you can look at a history of listings or something?
Isn't there only your lists?
So
I never tried.
I know
don't
I can see everything. I don't know what you guys can see, though.
I can only see what I sold or bought.
Oh, yeah, there's a listing overview. It's the global history for the item, but it is staff only.
Yeah. Why not make that public?
Probably because there's no single permission for that, but rather the admin permission only.
Makes sense.
I mean, that sounds like a fairly simple request. I think he could potentially get around that really quickly. It's like changing a few arguments only.
A support group for Soul Sand, beautiful.
Okay, so we've gotten through everything but the ores now.
Oh, good.
So I've gotten quite a few requests to make mining lucrative again.
Make mining what? I'm sorry, not good at English.
Make it worth it. Lucrative.
Yes, I would say mining being worth it is. I think it's a good idea. I don't mind that much myself, but people increasing how much people mine, I think that would be preferable.
I'm back.
Hey.
Before we delve too deep into mining, I lost my note that I had it written down, but some of the prices of things are different between the sign shops and the slash shop.
Oh yeah, that needs to be stabilized.
Alright, so there shouldn't be anything in slash shop that is also at a physical shop.
Exactly.
So
a physical admin shop.
Right, so I'll go check around that later. Just make sure there's nothing extra.
I believe coal was one of them.
Yeah, I've been buying so much coal recently.
Might have to start doing that myself. Been doing a lot of smelting.
Use lava.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Ask me, I still have like 10,000 coal left.
Oh my god.
Any lava I ran into, I probably turned to obsidian. I haven't been mining in a long time.
Oh, I haven't been using coal to smelt. I've been using it to build.
Ah.
Coal blocks as a building material?
Yes, it's actually rather good looking when you need something dark.
Yeah, if you got the right texture pack, yeah.
So ores, we had
yes, thank you.
a question about ores. Mining is a thing that people do either for materials to craft or to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't exactly, well, see, the thing is, I suspect that the more people mine, the more often you're going to need an underground reset. Yeah?
Kanzi's been working on cache cubes today, and I've been working on it too. So we're going to get those working again.
Yay!
I know.
So here's my
I've been saying
question.
forever that I'm going to get it working, but it will finally be up and running again.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
So you have what if you need to reset the underground, but you don't need to reset the overworld? So, like for example, the ores replenish randomly.
Yeah, we can't do that because people build their bases underground and it would wipe them out.
What about, I don't know if it's a plugin or what, that Mine World?
Okay, here's an idea. Chunks that haven't been touched for say 3 months, or haven't ever been touched, are reset. The whole chunk. Is that possible?
It might give somebody who lives near there an unfair advantage, because they'd have a fresh reset in their area, but some other people might not.
That is.
Yeah, but
I'm going to veto that just because of the sheer amount of work that would generate for the few people with World Edit.
And I honestly don't think it would be too easy to do. Like, there's no easy way to do that with a plugin.
So there's no plugin that can detect chunks that haven't been touched and reset them, can they?
You could write it, but it requires probably a lot of CPU. Yeah, because you would have to check every single block if there's a block data on it. And I mean, that's...
What about Mine World? I mean, that's a thing. I don't know if it's a plug-in or goes with a plug-in, but
Update me on that. What is that?
You go through a porthole to get to the mine world. It's just like the overworld, but that's where you go mining, and every month, every couple months, however you want to do it, that's where it gets reset. So people, that would generally be where people would do most of their mining.
That's what cache cubes exist for, though.
True. I mean, you could just go into the cache cube and go mining and get ores.
I always feel terrible looking at people mine up the overworld and then have building in the same world. You're like,
well, that's why some people have mine world. You're not allowed to go mining in the overworld at all. You have to go in the mine world, and that's where you literally do all your mining, including trees.
Okay.
Materials and everything.
So I'd like to wrap this up in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
yes.
Just to keep it to a good 45 minutes total. So the average price that Edwin was able to get for ores was about 45,000. It looks like.
For what ores?
Just mining, just straight mining, everything you get. So
Yep.
that's
5,000.
So that's an average of all the ores that you collect.
That's per hour.
Yep.
Per hour.
Well, that's like soul sand. You get lucky. I've had a case where within 15 minutes I get 60k. That happens to everyone probably. So
Yep.
That's a lot of luck base.
But so Soul Sand's average was about 2 times higher than that. Yeah, it's about double. So I think we should at least do a 20% price increase for all ores.
I agree with that, I think. Yeah, soul sand is not worth more than ores. Shouldn't be, at least.
Anyone think we should go higher or lower than 20% raise in prices?
Well, let me see at the market right now.
I think 20% would be good for now because a lot of the ores are connected to other things, so that might ripple out through. And I'll just, keep getting people to mine for the next month and see what we get.
Lolly asked about the buy and sell prices in Moria. That is where we will be changing the prices because I think ores you can only buy and sell in Moria, not on /shop.
Ores or as in ingots, as in diamond, redstone.
Sorry, ingots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm selling ingots on Well, wait a minute, players. You mean?
I mean server shops.
Server. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything for ores in the server shop thing.
Okay, small suggestion. Focus more marketing, if that's a word, on /shop. I think it's more convenient. I think it's easier to reach, and I think people could use it much more than they do right now.
Yeah, we've been kind of like winding it up. We didn't want to just completely replace the entire shop system before. So that's why we left like Moria and Rosewood as they are.
Yes.
And Eureka. So we'll probably add, and if you look at our spreadsheet, you'll see that.
Could you link that to me? I never got it.
It's on there's a link, but it's on the home page. It's market prices. It's somewhere in the drop downs. Column F shows the location of where all those items can be purchased. You'll see there's a lot of them we haven't implemented yet. Like the global section's the biggest one, but we're going to have a guy in, I believe it was Moria we decided, who will just do redstone stuff.
That would be great.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot more stuff that will be added. We've just only done the global shop so far.
And I'm looking right now, lots of things like, okay, I'm not even going to touch slime, but lots of tools. They're not sold anywhere. Lots of good things. Oh, can I suggest making a shop that sells absolutely overpriced beacons for people who don't want to go through the trouble but have a lot of money?
um, yeah, we could probably do that.
Because I know some people have absolute quantities of money, but they don't want to go through killing a quadruple ton of wither skeletons to get those heads.
They're hard anyway.
Very hard.
It'll be hard to find them.
I bought a beacon for 200,000. So I would make the overpriced server shop, I don't know, 500,000.
I was thinking a cool million.
Protection area.
Because they're really hard to get. That's my vote. They're hard to get, and for people with a lot of money, should be a server shop. Moving on.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up for the month. Any blocks that or any items that we should look at the prices for in the next month, either raising or lowering. Just we should keep an eye on it to see how much you can earn from it.
I'm guessing we're gonna have a lot of economy issues with Chu's new special sword project. I heard about that.
I don't think so because there's a limited number of them available.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't be flooding the market with things.
I really don't know anything about that thing. I just heard True making special swords. Got excited.
Yeah, it's pretty hush hush, but I think people will like it.
I think I will like it.
Should I?
I'll just probably find myself.
Should I watch the prices of like ranching, so animals, or maybe farming?
That you should, because I've seen a lot of animal farms around.
Well, I definitely have an animal farm.
Do you okay? So do you like farm food or whatever and sell it at Rosewood? Do you do a lot of that?
No, I probably should, but no, I haven't.
Do you think other people do it?
I'm not sure, actually. It's mostly,
I think they might.
Mostly always pumpkins you see people selling there. For a long time, it was always pumpkins.
Melons. I have so many melons
Instead of
farms.
having an animal farm, they have a huge pumpkin farm. I have to do all the stuff, so I always have my animal farm. I always have my food, crops farm and all that other stuff. But no, I mean, I need to get leather. I need to start breeding up my cows and killing.
I remember when melon prices would drop. There were riots. There was like a rebellion.
Well, they get used to selling something for so high. If it drops, then yeah.
No, that was obviously a money
I got
farming.
$2 a pumpkin yesterday, and now I'm only getting $8 a pumpkin with that. Yeah.
No, it fell down twice, and people with these massive melon farms, they were so angry. I remember that.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this meeting format where I tweeted out a week ago exactly what we'd be talking about, so that way no one could say, "Oh, it was a sudden change." Everyone gets to do their input.
Something should have been done like every month, a lot.
Well, I just hadn't thought about it before, so now we have it. Yay!
Yeah, pretty much any change we make, half the server likes it the old way, half the server likes it the new way, and we just get a lot of crap from everybody. So this meeting was our solution.
And I think it's a good solution.
Animals are, once you have them, and they're easy to get, they sell the spawn eggs, it's easy to breed animals. So if you do breed up and kill animals to sell the meats, it should be relatively cheap, It should be relatively cheap selling them to the server because they're really easy to get. You just breed up your animals, kill them off, voila.
Alright, so I will review everything that can be bought and sold at Rosewood this next month.
Yes.
Cool.
I feel like that's the center of all the money makers.
Oh, sorry. I actually haven't seen anything where you could sell meats to the server shop anyway.
Rosewood, I think.
I don't.
Yeah, I think Rosewood takes cooked.
Yeah, no, Rosewood does do meat because that's what I based my shop prices on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
Okay. like I said, I haven't really been doing much with my animals. I probably need to, so I really haven't been selling much recently, except for the stuff I put in the /shop thing. Which Lisbeth bought a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure what it was she bought though. Yeah, it's one thing when in the shop when someone buys something from you, it tells you got the money, but you don't know what they bought.
Yeah, well, now we know that the service shop system is gonna need a lot of remodeling, the economy system.
I mean, maybe you don't need to know what they bought, but
Yeah.
All right. So I'm
So
gonna,
is that all?
yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the recording.
All right.
Thanks everyone for coming out. I'm gonna post this video probably, or this audio, on the website so everyone else can listen.
Awesome.
awesome.
Yep, and we'll see you all next month.
On
Yep.
a side note here,